in front of the guards. Whenever she wanted to use the shower or got to use the shower, there was no curtain, there was no privacy. She used the same shower as the men in front of the guards. One of those guards went on to Abu Ghraib, and I think he was eventually kicked out of the army and discredited after it emerged that he'd stripped an Iraqi woman completely naked before interrogating her. This guard had a distinctive tattoo right across his navel, which some of his male victims can recall quite vividly as they were having to perform oral sex on him. God knows what that man was doing to the women in Abu Ghraib. And it didn't just start in Abu Ghraib. This man didn't suddenly turn into some sort of monster in Abu Ghraib. He was probably like that in Bagram. God knows what he did and his other fellow guards did to prisoner 650. Now, some of you are wincing and some of you will probably think she shouldn't be talking like this in front of children. Well, I don't make any apologies. This is what is happening in the Muslim world, and the time has come when you can no longer bury your head in the sand. Unpleasant as it is, you have to face the reality. And here's something else. We still don't know why 650 was arrested. We still don't know why she was held without trial, without charge. She is somebody's daughter. She is somebody, could be somebody's mother. She could be somebody's wife. And above all, she is our sister. Now, when I embraced Islam, I was told that I was joining one family. And the brother made reference to before, when one is in pain, we're all in pain. Well, my God, we should be in agony now over the fate of prisoner 650 and the other women. That's not taking it away from the thousands of brothers, and there could be up to 20,000 that are being held in secret prisons across the world. But I feel it particularly because I was only held for 10 days, and during those 10 days I was treated with courtesy and respect. When I went to the bathroom, I would be escorted by guards, but they would remain outside the door and they would stand guard so that nobody else could disturb me in the bathroom. I had privacy. I even had the key to my own cell, which I would lock from the inside. And yet the Taliban are referred to as the most brutal, evil regime in the world. I keep saying it, but my goodness, thank God I was captured by the Taliban and not by the Americans. We now know that 650 does exist. It's the duty of each and every one of us to do whatever we can to find out who she is, where she is now. Whatever has happened to her in Bagram is not her fault, it is not her shame. It is a shame on all of us that she's sitting somewhere completely silent with her family, too afraid to speak out. We have to bring an end to this sort of brutality against not just our sisters, but against all of our brothers and sisters. And there's all sorts of things that we can do. We can petition, we can campaign, we can use the internet. If you know how to use the internet, if you're clever, create a website, create a blog, use these viral messages to get the word out about prisoner 650, make her such a big story that not even the mainstream media can ignore it any longer, and they will start as well to catch up with 650. I remember when I first met Moazzam Beg's father after Moazzam had been kidnapped. His father was a lonely man. He was doing an uphill campaign. Nobody wanted to speak to him. People were afraid of him. By the end, his father was surrounded by media. He was beating MPs and lords and goodness knows what else off with sticks because everybody suddenly wanted to be his friend when they suddenly started to realise this is wrong. Guantanamo Bay is wrong. This is an injustice which nobody, regardless of their faith or skin colour or nationality, should have to go through. So we must get the message out there, continue the message about who is prisoner 650, where is she? I told you that I got to Pakistan flying by air miles because we're not a rich organisation. Next week, Jamaat Islami is paying for my airfare, so there's no concerns there. But Hugs and Cage need your support. So as well as signing petitions, talking, highlighting and raising these cases, you can dig deep today and fill any buckets or cups or anything that comes your way. In particular, Hugs has set a target for a Luton sister who has 3 children. Her father died just a few days ago and her brother was arrested under these draconian terrorism acts. The Hugs stall outside will be able to give you the full details, but this sister has no means of supporting the family that she has now inherited. She is now having to become the breadwinner. And while I'm on talking about sisters, I'm glad to see so many are here today. A lot of sisters want to get involved with Cage Prisoners, with Hugs. They want to come to these events. And I was at the annual iftar event outside Belmarsh recently, and there were, mashallah, a lot of sisters there, and I was really pleased to see them. But one of them told me there would have been a lot more. Unfortunately, fathers and brothers and husbands don't want them to get involved. They say it's too risky. How dare those brothers do this to these sisters? If they want to help, they should be encouraged, because you never know. 650, we still don't know who she is. It could happen to any one of us. If the war on terror is responsible for the kidnapping of Dr Siddiqui and her 3 children, it could be responsible for anything. The sisters are a valuable part of this ummah. They're an integral, vital part, and they should be encouraged, not told to stay at home and keep their heads down. That is not what we're about. Thank you very much for your time. If you need to know more, you can go onto the Cage Prisoner website, or you can visit the Hugs stall. I don't know if Brother Moazam's still here. You can talk to him or me about the things that, the other things that we can do. As I say, I'm going to Pakistan in a few days' time. When I get back, inshallah, you might invite me to a similar event, and I'll keep you up to date with what is happening. Thank you for your time.